Hi, my name is Shakayla Clark. I'm from Cahokia, Illinois, and I've been accepted as one of Crave's artists in residence. A bit about me is that I consider myself to be very spiritual. I believe in all things from spirits to ghosts to energies and vibes. I'm also a huge horror fan. I love horror movies, horror books, horror comics. My favorite horror comic right now is actually Something is Killing the Children. I also am a huge fan of animation. Some of my favorite animated movies and TV shows are Wolfwalker, Ponyo, The Owl House, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I love to learn, I love to create, I love to cook, I love to bake, I love to crochet and garden, all if I have the money and time to do so. I consider myself to be a jack of all trades type of artist, which means that I use a variety of different mediums. Um, Such as I can play an instrument, I can sing, I can paint, I can sculpt. And I think it's a lot of things, and I think it's a thing that I have in common with a lot of artists, where you need more than just one medium to express yourself and what you want to express to the world. My art, a bit about my artwork is that I strive for truth. I believe that to understand a situation and to strive for a good solution is to understand both the good and bad sides of that problem. So, with my art, I strive to elevate and celebrate the things within the Black community that are often either forgotten or ignored, and to speak up about the things within the Black community that we should be doing better on so that we all live in a community that does recognize and accept and love us. Um, Another thing with my art is that I just create it for me. I do it because I love to do it. There is something fundamentally about me that makes me strive to create. If there was no one else around and I was just doing it for myself, I would still be creating art. The process I take when creating my art is to take a large sheet of export, lay down about 4 or 5 layers of matte black paint, and wait for it to dry. Once that's dry, I take a bit of white chalk, draw out the image that I like on it, and carve and peel it out using either an X-Acto knife or a box cutter. Once done, I take the canvas and punch holes in it and string it up over a wooden frame. The materials I use are just as important as the images placed upon the canvas. The white uh, the white wooden frame is actually used to represent the boxes, the caricatures and categorizations used for Black people, those stereotypes, such as the happy Black slave or the mad Black woman. Um, and the black canvas, if you were to touch it, feels like hide, it feels like long dead skin. And I use that to represent Black skin and Black bodies. And I have put it in a way to where it is suspended above that frame, it is suspended above that box and those stereotypes, because no one should be thought of as just one thing. And we are and have always been far more than what they think of us. And I would like to just present that out to the world a bit more, because I feel like even in today's age, we do often forget that Black people are people first. Um, with Crave, I'd like to create a series of works that pay respect to African American and African myths and folklore, because the stories of those peoples have been lost and hidden away in order to survive. But those stories come from people who overcame a tremendous adversity and should be celebrated and brought back into our modern mainstream ways of thinking, just to give them the respect that they are due. We oftentimes forget that those people weren't just people who survived a great tragedy. Those people were strong and intelligent and had an ingenuity that we can only dream of having today. Because of that adversity they suffered, they became something greater. They was always in them to be great, and that's something that we don't often acknowledge, is that they were strong, and they deserve as much respect as we are getting today that we get to enjoy. They fought so hard, and they should be acknowledged for that strength. I would like to also take the time to say thank you to the Crave Theater and to all the people who sat here and listened to me talk. I hope you have a great day, and goodbye.